Thank you for having me here tonight. It's been a long time since I participated in Live UC. I'm thrilled to be here. I love the 6 years that I spent as a student. I had this amazing group of friends and teachers who were influential in so many ways. I've always known how blessed I was, how gracious God was in putting me here. What is ingrained in me now and what will stay with me throughout my days was nurtured here by my peers and teachers. I came across this quote recently, and I consider it a gift along with the invitation to speak here tonight on behalf of an extraordinary teacher. It says this: a teacher's ordinary day is an investment in an extraordinary future. I'll repeat it because it deserves it. A teacher's ordinary day is an investment in an extraordinary future. Good teachers, and ESC is full of them, come to work every day, and every day is an ordinary one for them. The realization of their tremendous efforts often comes to fruition years or decades after your students have left you. There are a lot of my former teachers here tonight, and because I have a microphone, I have the opportunity to thank you all for what you have invested in me. I'm here to honor Coach Schneider and the investment he has made in me as a student in my years at ESC and beyond. When Coach called to let me know that he would be the recipient for the Spirit Athlete Award, I was both immensely and immediately so proud of him. And without pause, I committed to traveling to Atlanta with a 4-week-old and a 2-year-old. My husband and all my friends think I'm crazy, but they just don't understand how special Coach is to me. I could never pass up this opportunity to thank him for who he is in front of all of his peers and family. This is one of the greatest honors of my life, and I'm grateful beyond measure that I am here to recognize Coach Schneider for his 27 years of service to students, faculty, staff, and the families of the Episcopal School of Dallas. I met Coach in 7th grade. I had been a serious gymnast, and of course I had gymnastics coaches, but none of them got my attention, none of them had my number until I met Coach Schneider. I had to choose gymnastics or ESC volleyball, and something about Coach Schneider and how he talked to me made me listen and want to work hard for him. And it made the decision to leave the sport I once loved not that hard. The first profound thing I remember him saying to our team was, "Your body is your temple. Where are you going to live if you don't take care of your body?" And over the years, I've had that as a gentle admonition. Whether it be what I consume or temptations I have encountered, I have always had Coach remind me of healthy living. As my freshman year approached, I couldn't wait to play softball for Coach in the spring. Softball was my thing, and it was his too. I made the team, the only freshman to play all 4 years, and I loved every moment of it. Coach was all about the building blocks, the foundational skills, the mechanics. Wiffle balls, squishing the bug, and dots or strikes. He asked us for our focus, our hard work, and to trust the system. And I love playing softball for Coach. I love the games, the dugout, the practices, the bus rides, the weekend tournaments. I loved it all because he was so invested in us as people and as players. And what I loved the most were the times every now and then when Coach and I would stay late after a practice and just play catch. I always knew I was special to him. He asked me to reflect on myself as a player and as a person. He was a true teacher with the best of the best know, not to tell kids what to do or what to think, but to listen and to lead. I actually came back to Dallas after living in San Diego after college and spent the spring as Coach's assistant coach. I got to work and learn from him as an adult. I studied the inner workings of how to plan practices and prep for a game, how to talk to players and to be a leader, and to be an inspiration to the girls. If I hadn't moved to Atlanta that summer, I bet we would still be in business together. I want to take this opportunity to have a special moment come full circle. The 1997 Athletic Awards Banquet. Coaches stood before the after-school athletes and all their families, saying a few words about an anonymous player, and then revealing the recipient's name. Softball was the last sport of the night. coach was at the podium, and it was time for this valuable player award. I was sure I had not earned it, for a reason I will reveal in a moment. The coach asked me to come join him at the podium. With his hand on my shoulder, he began his speech about me as a player and as a person before giving me the award. And standing in front of that assembly of people, I felt so special, a moment I will never forget. So in the spirit of inspiration and having a memorable night, I'm going to ask Coach to come join me here at the podium. What students learn outside of the classroom is more inspiring, more lasting, more impactful than what is taught in a textbook or a lecture. Coach is my compass. I've always wanted to make him proud of me. I've always wanted that proverbial pat on the back. He doesn't even know how often I've considered, would Coach be proud of me, or would he be disappointed when I was faced with a choice? Of course, I haven't gotten it right every time, but it scares me sometimes to think what choices I might have made if I hadn't had Coach steering my moral compass. Maybe the greatest moment of inspiration from Coach came my senior year. I had spent the first semester largely full of myself and unsupervised. I was creating a reputation of throwing parties. I had been mildly warned by the administration to cut it out. Some of my friends and I thought we were invincible. Well, in January, I did not heed the warning, and after yet another weekend of shenanigans, by Monday morning, I was in trouble with Coach. I found myself in his office, and the consequence was to sit out the first 3 games of my senior year. I was shocked and mad as heck. Once I was done acting like a spoiled brat, I was sorry. I was team captain for one, so I was embarrassed and angry about not being able to play, but mostly I was so ashamed that I had disappointed Coach. However, I learned that leadership isn't about being the best player, that I could show leadership by how I accepted my consequence and how I was a teammate from the bench. So I cheered on the girls, I carried equipment, I managed the batting order. That was a hard pill to swallow, but Coach loved me through it. And it humbled me that my parents came to all 3 of those games, knowing that I was benched. And with that, they showed me a kind of love and support that I never would have experienced otherwise. Thank you for caring enough to step in and give me the tough love that I needed. In fact, just the other night, I got out my senior yearbook, recalling that I had written to Coach in my blurb, and it made me happy in that tearful, emotional way you get when you step back in time to read what I had written. It said, "Coach, thanks, you've been a dad to me." It's exactly what I would say if I had a chance to write it all over again, except that I would write it without the encrypted keystrokes that are the senior blurb. It would have been all caps. Girls need men like Coach in their lives. As I have become a mom to 2 beautiful daughters, I already think about who will be the special people in their lives that inspire them and help raise them up in the way they should go. They will need best friends, and they will need excellent teachers. But most of all, they will need a coach. Someone to love them for who they are, forgive them when they make mistakes, hold them accountable, celebrate the good times, walk with them through the bad times, and say, "Job well done." So, here's a softball to mark this moment and to say thank you for all that you are and all that I can and all that I am, because I wouldn't be me without you. I love you, and I love